Then, dalawang araw ng buong na ating sinasagawa buong maghapon na mga sinungaling kasama Grace po nanapaw. But I just colleague.
Mr. Chair, I'm having a bit of a sorry, I'm having
Junior
Yes, me too, Mr. Chair. Like Grace.
holding tax
Nakakaparinig.
Ako rin po.
Mr. Chair,
funds
I'm having technical difficulties. I know I'm number 1 on the list,
as
but I
another
think
health dispute them.
Di yata tayo naririnig.
At first, Mr. Limishauco said, and I quote, "I'm sorry to say, ang IRM attempting to pass off that advance payments are not subject to withholding tax." When I countered that advance payments are indeed subject to withholding tax, he admitted that PhilHealth had in fact remitted 156 million pesos to the BI August 3, and then claimed that he charged the amount to the corporate operational budget of PhilHealth. Then he followed up with another lie, that he didn't know that it was an obligation under the law that he had to withhold taxes. That was on August 11, Tuesday. Well, I'm going to show you a memorandum signed by PCEO Morales dated August 7, or 4 days before Mr. Limishauco patently lied before this committee when he testified under oath that he was not aware of PhilHealth's obligation as a withholding tax agent. Base sa nasabing memorandum ni PCEO Morales, nakapag-remita na ng 2% expanded withholding tax ang PhilHealth sa BIR Pasig RDO 043 noong ika-3 ng Agosto, at galing daw ang buwis na ito sa mga na-release na pondo ng IRM sa mga healthcare institutions hanggang July 31, 2020 na ang kabuuang halaga ay 156,738,887. Lumilitaw na bukod sa kulang-kulang na 15 bilyon na IRM releases, pinag-abono pa nila ang PhilHealth mula sa benefit claims ng kanilang Corporate Operational Budget o COB na kanilang ipinambayad ng buwis na dapat ay pinapataw na bago pa lamang i-release ang pondo ng IRM sa mga healthcare institution. Kami ang tawag dito. At ito pa, Mr. President, sa nasabing memorandum, inatasan din ang mga regional vice presidents na mag-issue ng BIR Form 2307 o Certificate of Creditable Tax Withheld at Source sa mga HCIs kahit sa totoo lang ay hindi pa ito nababayaran ng mga ospital at subject pa rin sa liquidation. As a reminder, ang BIR Form 2307 ay ini-issue bilang katibayan na nakapagbayad na ng expanded withholding taxes ang isang ospital para sa kanilang IRM advance payment na tinanggap. Kung susundan natin ang argumento ni Senior Vice President Limishauco na wala pang buwis na nakokolekta sa mga ospital, hindi ba bukod sa pagsisinungaling, inuutosan pa nila ni General Morales ang mga regional vice presidents na mag-commit ng krimeng falsification of public documents? In our foregoing inquiry about PhilHealth's IRM, it may be a truism that when there's smoke, there's fire. One of the contentions of the policy is that determination of IRM funds for HCI, consequent approval, and fund releases are very centralized. It follows that the preference and prioritization of which hospitals to receive the IRM funds remain at the discretion of the central office. Not surprisingly, we have observed the same pattern of preferential treatment or favoritism to certain HCIs in some regions. Of particular concerns are the implementation of IRM in regions 6 and 8, probably another smoking gun that will be revealed later in today's hearing. Isa pang harap-harapang pagsisinungaling at panluloko during the Senate hearing last week, IT Chief Jovita Aragona and Mr. Calixto Gabuya kept insisting that the grossly overpriced network switch that they purchased amounting to 348,000 pesos each was the Cisco 2960XR24 port. Enough with the smoke and mirrors, Chief Aragona and Mr. Gabuya. No amount of technicalities will conceal the fact that you repeatedly lied to mislead not just this committee, but the Filipino people. Malinaw pa sa sikat ng araw, it was Cisco 9224 port and not the Cisco 2960XR24 port. Even Microgenesis Software Incorporated, the winning bidder, virtually admitted in their press release that Ms. Aragona and Mr. Gabuya, even corporate legal counsel Attorney Labe, lied and tried to fool us, Mr. President. Marami pang mga palusot ang narinig ng komiting ito at ng sambayanan tungkol sa malagintong presyo ng IT equipment na nabili na at plano pang bilhin ng PhilHealth. In the course of this inquiry, it seems that we had opened a can of worms when we stumbled upon the case of B. Brown Abitum Dialysis Center Incorporated, starting with the release of IRM funds amounting to 45.17 million to the firm's 5 record speed. Ngunit hindi dyan nagtatapos ang alamat ng B. Brown Abitum. Narinig na rin natin noong nakarang linggo ang misteryosong kaso ng 9.7 million pesos na pambayad sa claims ng B. Brown branch sa Region 2 na sa hindi may paliwanag na kadahilanan ay naideposito sa Balanga Rural Bank sa Bataan na nasa Region 3. And just last weekend, we got hold of a document showing the inconsistencies in the claims of 6 branches of, guess what, Mr. President, B. Brown Abitum again. The data set was called from PhilHealth's own tracking system called MIDAS, or Machine Learning Identification, Direction, and Analysis System, which suggested that the deviation in their regression models tells us the possible presence of ghost dialysis patients, if not ghost dialysis machines. For the period 2015 to 2018 alone, Mr. President, umabot na sa 811 million pesos ang nasingil ng B. Brown Abitum mula sa PhilHealth. But that is just half of the story. In 2018, ang isang Quezon City branch ng B. Brown Abitum ay umabot hanggang 133.78% ang sessions to capacity ratio ng kanilang 15 dialysis machines. Samantalang 90% lamang dapat ang threshold capacity o 72 sessions per month ayon na rin sa PhilHealth. Ang ibig sabihin nito, may imposibleng sessions or dialysis sessions na umaabot sa 4,378. Now I dare ask, is this another case of well-made dialysis scam in the making? Balik po tayo sa usaping IRM, Mr. President. Kasalukuyang binibilang namin kung ilan lahat ang pribadong healthcare institutions na tulad ng B. Brown Abitum na wala namang kinalaman sa fortuitous event na siya lamang otorisadong gastusan under the PhilHealth law as amended sa ilalim ng interim reimbursement mechanism. Ulitin ko lang po, mulat sa pool na pinairal ang IRM noong pang taong 2013 para lamang sa, and I quote, displaced communities and communities in environmentally endangered areas. Ang saklaw nito sa ilalim ng umiiral na batas. You may ask, Mr. President, why are we accounting for the number of these cases? Ang sagot, para malaman natin kung ano ang bilang ng mga kaso na may rekomendang maisampa laban sa mga kinaukulan. Mr. Chairman and President of the Senate, I thought I should read a provision under and its subsequent amendments under Republic Act 10951. Article 217, Chapter 4, Book 2 of Act Number 3815, or the Revised Penal Code of the Philippines, provides malversation of public funds or property. Article 217, malversation of public funds or property, presumption of malversation. Any public officer who, by reason of his duties of the duties of his office, is accountable for public funds or property, shall appropriate the same, or shall take or misappropriate, or shall consent through abandonment or negligence, shall permit any other person to take such public funds or property wholly or partially, or shall otherwise be guilty of the misappropriation or malversation of such funds or property shall suffer. I will now quote from the latest amendment of Article 217 of the Penal Code, which is Section 40 of Republic Act 10951. It says, if the amount exceeds 8.8 million pesos, the penalty shall be reclusion perpetua. In all cases, persons guilty of malversation shall also suffer the penalty of perpetual special disqualification and a fine equal to the amount of the funds malversed or equal to the total value of the property embezzled. Mr. Lim Xiaopo and probably PCO Morales, I am sorry to say, being accountable officers of PhilHealth, bukod pa sa usapin ng pag-misappropriate ng kaban ng PhilHealth para bayaran ang withholding tax na maliwanag pa sa sikat ng araw ay kasong malversation of public funds or property under Article 217, Chapter 4, Book 2 of Article of Act 3815 at iba pang kaso ng violations of the National Internal Revenue Code at Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act or RA 3019, kapag isinama na rin pati ang mga binayaran ninyo na private dialysis centers, maternity care providers, and infirmaries na walang kinatin na siyang sakop ng IRM, malamang maliligo kayo sa kaso. Kapag binahagi na ni Senate President Tito Soto kay DOJ Secretary Maynard Guevara ang lahat ng records ng proceedings ng mga pagdinig na isinasagawa namin ngayon, patid na po natin ng task force na pinangungunahan ni Secretary Guevara ay inatasan ng Pangulo na mag-imbestiga ng mga katiwalian sa PhilHealth upang sampahan ng mga kaukulang kaso ang mga sangkot sa karumal-dumal na gawaing pinag-uusapan natin ngayon at 10 ng ating mga kababayan ngayong panahon pa man din ng pandemya na hindi man lang ninyo pinatawad. Kaya huwag niyong asahan na papatawarin kayo ng sambayanang Pilipino. Thank you, Mr. President.